Hey folks, welcome aboard. Friday's market wrap up here at Topgun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and man, we got a lot to debrief this week. Before I get airborne, make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and like this video and set yourself up for alerts. There's an interview I did this week on Fox News about what happened down in El Paso. You know, TFR, temporary flight restriction, went up because of enemy drones, Mexican drug cartel drones flying into the United States airspace. U.S. Army air defense units or border and customs still trying to figure that out, knocked down some of these things. So that's a big deal, folks. So make sure you watch my Fox News interview. It's at one of the first videos over here. Look at this. This is, I'm telling you, look at the headline of this. The world has changed. It's over with, but we're going to print money on the way out. Did you watch this video? I gave a free trade in this video, a bearish double vertical. It's a trade I call a trudge, right? I don't place a trade if I think it's going to lose money, man. When I fire a trade with real capital, I am pretty damn certain it's going to make money. A hedge, I don't mind losing money. Well, hold on, this guy teaches investing and doesn't mind losing money? No. It's like climbing out of the F-18 after a mission and looking at the ejection seat and going, what a waste you were. I would have rather had 800 extra pounds of gas. Wrong, right? So a trudge is a trade that I'm pretty sure is going to make money, and it's also a hedge that protects my long-term bullish positions. So we shot this trade on what, Tuesday morning? What happened? The next day, the S&P 500 imploded I think as low as 1.6%. What did I tell you with that trade? You exit a bearish double vertical if you get a violent move in the direction of that trade. Closing that bearish double vertical less than 24 hours later was a 110% profit. Now, depending on how many contracts you did, that could have been a ton of money. It was a lot of money for me, folks. And I just absolutely love doing this. But look at what's going on. So lower highs. And what have I told you? Violence in between these two lines, right? That the green line is the 20-day, the blue line is the 50-day. There's no life in there. I call it World War I trench warfare, right? And there's the 200-day, the red line, all the way down there. We haven't seen an implosion of the 200-day in a long time. I think since last year, let's go look, the tariff war. Yeah, there you go. The trade. There's Liberation Day last February. This time last year. God, I can't believe that was a year ago. This time last year, Trump fired his Liberation Day tariffs. Nobody fires tariffs better than me. You're an idiot if you don't believe me. And the market imploded. And here we are. So we haven't had a hit to the 200 in a while, man. There's a little bit of a maybe kiss in 24. So folks, we're getting to this bull market is getting a little long in the tooth here, but here's what I'm rambling through. It is time to reload, right? Nobody's going broke taking a profit. You should have closed that bearish double vertical when you woke up the next day and the S&P was down 1.6%. Free money. TGO members printed money. I made that video open to the public for free because I'm a nice guy, because I don't like seeing people get hurt. I showed you live, if you remember, or you watch the recording, how you can profit when the market goes down. If you don't know what you're doing, you need to join Topgun Options, folks. Just head to topgunoptions.com. If you want to learn more, I'm gonna be a nice guy right now because I think we might take another leg down. I'm gonna reload. I'm gonna show you how to reload a bearish double vertical on the S&P 500, but it's gonna be quick. Why is it quick? And I do it quick in the live trade briefs? Because you should already know what you're doing. Here, if you want to dip your toe in the water here at Topgun Options, go underneath trade groups, go down to Options Weapons School. $297 a month. Thank you to Psychedelic Assisted Therapy. I don't drink anymore. That's a nice, really nice bottle of wine, right? At a nice steak place. For the nice bottle of wine, you get access to, actually I need to update this page. I added another one, 8 8 sessions in Options Weapon School. What did I add down here? Another session on managing S&P 500 sniper shot trades, the quick strike trades I get in and out of. Folks, $297. If you want to learn about options, this is your gateway drug. And session, where is it? What I'm going to show you right now is session, not 6, 5. Double verticals and burner trades. Instead of getting it in a 15, 20-minute video, you get an hour, hour and a half. It's worth the $297. If you didn't know what you were doing, you didn't do this trade. If you did, that $297, if you did one contract in that trade, I think it was a $2,500 profit. Would you have liked unlimited risk? It's a couple $100 in risk or whatever it was. Would you have liked to have made a couple grand on limited risk when the market imploded? If you answer no, then go do something else. You don't know what you're doing. Okay, before we get into this, though, what came out today? Inflation. Inflation slowed to 2.4%. That is bullish. Take a look at the S&P 500. This is why we're having a little bit of a relief rally today, right? Here's the market open. Inflation came out right there, and we ripped. That's good news. What also happened this week, folks? Jobs. We got a strong jobs number, ladies and gentlemen. Jobs surged 130,000 in January. I think it was forecast to be like 50, 55 grand. It more than doubled. So jobs were strong this week, and inflation was not strong. Now, you would think those are good things, and let me rearrange some stuff here. Where's that? We're waiting for the Ford Carrier. So my first boat, folks, the Abraham Lincoln, love it. Love seeing an F-18 on a Carrier. That was me. The Lincoln's already out there. They're waiting for the Ford battle group to get there, and I think they're going to strike Iran. That's between us ladies. So I need to save this over here for my Monday brief. So let's use our thinking brains. Wait a minute, Wiz. Inflation's coming down. Jobs are strong. We don't need to cut interest rates, right? The president's getting rid of Jerome Powell. He nominated Kevin Warsh, who's supposed to be an Uber dove. I want rates at 0, and stock market ripping, and free money. How can you do that? And first of all, as the Fed chief, you're a voting member, man. You don't run the 12 other people. So this technically is bad news for the market, right? The market, strong jobs and lowering inflation, the Fed can sit on its hands and not cut interest rates. Trump ain't going to like that, folks. So that happened this week as well. Good inflation. But look at this Wall Street Journal article yesterday morning on my beautiful bride and I's 32nd wedding anniversary. Forget the sell America trade. Here comes the hedge America. Stocks have rallied, but the dollar slide and slowing foreign purchase of treasuries are warning signs. When I see this type of stuff, folks, it makes me sit up straight in my chair. Monday morning at 10 a.m., we're going to debrief Amazon, man. I'm telling you, it's a gift. Listen to me. Sit up straight. Nothing to see here, just Amazon trading at its lowest EBITDA multiple ever. Ever. Does that word make sense to you? Ever? It will be one of the standalone names surviving after the AI apocalypse. Okay? The CEO of Amazon Web Services was on CNBC this morning. The dude could not have been. I wanted to sell the wife and kids and mortgage the house to buy even more Amazon. It's obscene. AWS grew 24% year over year. Its fastest growth in 3 years. Sold off after earnings. Yet Amazon sold off because what? Google Cloud grew at 48% and Azure grew at 39%. The market's focused on percentages, right? But as this guy said, AWS is growing faster in absolute dollars than its competitors. And AWS is what? Could fit both of those in AWS. Scale wins. Period. Unbelievable. Bitcoin. Folks, if you're in this Ponzi scheme, I feel sad for you. Bitcoin, what a joke. It's pixie dust, not backed by anything, and don't be one of those crypto Scientologists in the comments. What is the US dollar backed by? Folks, the dollar's not worth the paper it's printed on. It's backed by the Lincoln and Ford carrier strike groups in the highway system. Don't give me any of your crypto Scientologist crap. I love seeing the volatility in here. It's a risk asset, folks. Everything that the crypto Scientologist told me about Bitcoin turned out to be false. It's not a store of value. It's not digital gold. It's actually used by kidnappers, as we're seeing in the Guthrie case. What else did they tell me? Oh, it's unhackable and I don't have to pay tax on it. Every 10 bullet point from the initial Bitcoin mania is all a lie. And that Michael Saylor dude, did you see his interview with the CNBC lady? Well, Bitcoin could go to 8 and we'll just refinance the debt. And Becky Quick's her name. Like, what? Refinance it with whom? And how? Well, we'll just roll it forward. Do you know the guy was indicted and like convicted or whatever in the .com boom? The dude's a criminal. And so his, what's it called, strategy or whatever the name of his company, look at that stock. His strategy is just to keep buying and roll in debt. And oh my God, man, I wasted way too much time already. I can't stand any of that stuff. Don't trade it. It's a joke. What is like a 1 year chart of this stock? It's 461 to $100. Oh my God. But well, it is believable. 452. It's 100, folks. It'll be down here at 100. I can't help you. I'm bringing this up in the whole commit criteria for looking at reloading a bearish double vertical on the S&P 500 in case we get another leg down. The Democrats look like they're going to shut down the government. Can you believe this? Apparently, Democrats believe minorities and women are just too dumb. That's their message. Minorities and women are too stupid to figure out how to get an ID to vote. I want that to sink in. How more sexist and racist or whatever can you get? So the fact that they can't get 60 votes in the Senate, you can't do anything in this country without an ID. We're one of the only, quote unquote, advanced countries in the world that doesn't require an ID. Hell, Somalia, from where what's her name came from, requires an ID to vote. But the United States, if you are not for voter ID, you are for fraud. You want criminality. It's disgusting. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, it's gross. They're just gross human beings, man. And this one's more than the dudes can have babies issue. The trans issues like 80-20, the voting thing, even minorities. 85% of Americans, including minorities, want voter ID. And here are the Democrats, the insane part of their party wanting to shut down everything over voter ID. It's a disgrace. That's why they're fighting all these deportations so hard. They imported all these voters and they want them gone. Enough. Here we go. Let's go out in our time machine. And one more reminder, folks, just look at the oscillations. Boom, 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 boom. Each one of these dips, we've seen a snapback rally, however, to the 20 or 50. But look at this. You see down here, bottom right? This is a MACD. Moving average convergence divergence. Whenever there's a crossing, look up. Something happens. Either in an implosion, look over here. There's a crossing and we rallied. There was a crossing and we imploded. It's a way lagging indicator. However, we had a crossing, we imploded, but the oscillations are getting tighter and tighter. I'm kind of stumbling through my commit criteria, but your commit criteria should be 3 to 5 sentences why you're committing capital to a trade. I think badness is still coming, even though strong rally today, blah, blah, blah. Let's cover, do I want to stick with Feb 20? Yeah, let's just stick with Feb 27. No, let's not. I want to give this leash a little bit more. Let's go out to March 6th. March 6th. And I don't know why my E-Trade strikes aren't loading here. That's fantastic. Appreciate it, E-Trade. Let's see if Monster Strikes are loading. Okay, well, I love it. Love it. Thank you, E-Trade. You know what? To be honest with you, why are my strikes not loading here, man? All right, let me close and reopen this. Pause the video to try and get these option strikes working. I don't know what's going on. They're coming up on my other computer here, so my apologies for this. But the good thing is I just looked, and with this video right here, the one I did the other day, the world has changed, it's over, but we're going to print money. Copy paste. Do that exact same trade. You can just reload it, right? That's essentially what you're doing here. I'd probably bring the strike. Obviously, we gapped down. We maybe filled half that gap. I would bring the bear call spread strikes down a little bit. But you know what? I'm actually glad that the option chain isn't showing up. Why? Because join. How about that? I gave out a free trade the other day that made a lot of money potentially for you. And I was going to do another one today. I will reload one and send it out to my members, but I wanted to do one in this Friday market wrap up. My apologies. I don't know why. Yeah, over here on this other computer, my strikes are pulling up. So I don't know what's going on with this computer. My apologies. So that's the Lord talking. Why don't you sign up, man? Why don't you sign up, get access, because I'm going to blast that trade out off of, I'm going to have to switch laptops here. I'm going to blast it right out to the hunters right here, man. In our hunters trade alert thread, going to do that. Once I do it, right here, here's all my trades. Well, here's the alert from the other day. There's the violent move. Close the SPX trade for a nice profit. Susie and I are celebrating 32 years with a spa day. Literally, we walked out to the pool after the ritual bath and the couples massage. I looked at my phone, isn't this awesome? I looked at my phone and saw the S&P 500 imploding 1.56%, and I was happy. Now, obviously, some of my long-term positions were getting hammered. I don't care. They're long-term bullish positions. But then I trade the front months, and I was smiling. I'm like, I close it and take profits. We can always re-enter if needed. Yeah, this is awesome. A bunch of TGO members closed it as well. So here's what I'm getting at. Join today. Join the hunters underneath. Just join full throttle, folks. $295 a month. The annual membership's obviously cheaper, or you can just kick the tires for a couple months in our investment club. That's $497. But I'd say about 80-90% of our members are in an annual membership, $29.95. But you can kick the tires right here for $295. Okay, so again, sorry, don't know what's going on with E-Trade, or maybe it's just this laptop acting up. But there's your hint from God to join. When you get a chance, make sure you're listening to the Max Afterburner podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, obviously, wherever cool kids listen to podcasts. And you're subscribed to the No Fallen Heroes YouTube channel. We got like close to 5,000 on Topgun Options. We need you guys over here at No Fallen Heroes. Check out our most recent podcast over here. We got great. I'm actually leaving here in an hour or two to go to the podcast studio to knock out my own solo whiz on some good stuff going on with Sacred Warrior Fellowship. So this is the way, folks. Making money is one thing. Who cares, to be honest with you? It's nice to pay the mortgage and the car payment and the college funds. After that, man, do something with it. If you can make money and potentially help save and change the lives of your fellow Americans, your fellow human beings, this country, this world would be a much better place. That's the win-win. That's the win-win we practice. I practice here at Topgun Options, and many of our TGO members do as well. They donate to the church. They donate to the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. Before I forget, go watch this Friday market wrap up from 2 weeks ago. I would do this exact JP Morgan trade that I told you about. JP Morgan ripped and then pulled back down to about the 300 level again. It does this, folks. Go look at the chart at JP Morgan, and if you don't kick yourself that you didn't miss the trade a couple weeks ago, look at it. Look at this. I told you to buy it with both hands here. It went right up to 325, went right back to here. Anybody see a trend? Buy, 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 buy. Go buy it. Go watch that Friday market wrap up right here from 13 days ago. It's the exact same trade. I would do that trade that I covered in that video. Again, another nice free trade for you all. Okay, I got to get going. watch the Olympics, man. USA hockey, great game against Latvia yesterday. We're coming for the Canadians, man. That would be a great gold medal game. Loving watching the Kachuk brothers play together. All right, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on, namaste, and basi, whiz out.